these kind of automations are contributing to reducing burnout. Uh, and overall, imagine being able to reduce your work days. Because aggregatedly, the number of hours and the burnout that you can reduce from your workday, it's something significant. Let's take a look.
Well, I just read a study last night actually that the 4-day work week actually was successful. So it's interesting because I'm wondering how much technologies like this play into that video. So this is from Google, and it's a kind of a thought exercise they've created for a fictional customer. Um, a AI that can help you classify items in your inbox intelligently. Um, and I believe what we're going to hear from is one of their developers who is going to explain just exactly what's happening. Secret Agent is the hypothetical AI here, and Secret Agent is going to help us discover some stuff about clients.
And I think what Justin is about to show, one of the very common things that we all have to go through, either on a daily basis or let's say you have had a couple of days off, you come back, your email is full of things that you become anxious. What are you going to address first? Priority management is something that we all have to deal with on a daily basis, and if AI could assist us, imagine how helpful that would be. And let's see. Thank you, Justin.
Organization in order to prioritize his activities. So Greg decides to give that a shot. So he identifies the add-on that was delivered by his company, and he sees there is an interesting option, which is identify angry customers. So that sounds definitely the right place to start. So when he clicks on that, Google is basically running a sentiment analysis on all his emails and identifying every email with an upset tone, and is marking that clearly with a label. Now, in this specific case, once an email with an upset tone has been identified, the action taken is to mark it for Greg's attention. But other potential options could be to escalate, to create an escalation path for this based on the industry of the company. So in some cases, you might want simply to have all the upset tones emails being eventually forwarded to a supervisor or to a customer success tool team or to a support team. So you can decide what's the best route or the best way in your organization to actually deal with an upset email coming through. In this case, Greg immediately sees that there is an email with an upset tone, and it's a good place to start when you don't know where to start. Angry customers need always attention. So he opens the email and he realizes that there is a customer that was actually waiting for an offer before he left for paternity leave, and he forgot. So now what he has to do is to quickly work an offer to send it over to his customer waiting for this offer. But in order to do that, you will need to find all the documents that the customer sent, and that documentation is buried in his mailbox. So it's not going to be easy to find all the documents that were sent. So at this point, Greg turns again toward Agent T for some help and asking, how can I find the right attachments? So Agent T tries to suggest again some answer for him. So he points Greg toward a deck that explains possible ways to find attachments into your mailbox. So the first route is use the advanced filter of Gmail to find the emails and with more rich criteria in terms of search criteria. Another way, though, is to, again, use the Secret Agents toolbox. It is the add-on provided by the company. And Greg decides to give that a shot. So he goes back to his mailbox and identifies the add-on, and he sees an option, classify my attachments. So clicking on that at this point, Google is running an analysis on all the attachments in Greg's unread emails and is trying to classify those attachments. Now, this is not a standard AI model, but this is an AI model that has been trained by the company to recognize the type of documents the company deals with every day. So the company trained a model with some examples of mortgage statement or type of documents that are relevant for them. And this model can then identify them and mark them clearly. So the analysis is complete. So we can see that I have a quick summary of the type of documents that are stored in my attachments in my mailbox. And all the mails with attachments have been clearly marked with a type of document. Now, this has several advantages. First one being that since every document is clearly marked with a label, I can, of course, find in my labels all the mortgage statements I receive via emails, all the identity documents I receive via email. But the other pro is that I can mitigate human mistakes. For example, if I would be waiting for a mortgage statement from my customer Alice, if I would open this email, I can see that Alice sent me an attachment saying, "This is my latest bank statement." But the AI says that this is not a bank statement, this is a mortgage statement. And if I open it, the AI is actually right. So basically, Alice made a mistake writing an email, which it happens. That's normal. So, but if I was looking for a mortgage statement.
Well, that was pretty cool, Fuad.
Thank you, Justin. Um, I think, especially the part when they said when they showed that the attachment actually was sorry, a mortgage statement, but it wasn't. It was something else, or so vice
Well,
versa.
no, she had said it was a bank statement when in fact it was the mortgage statement, which is really common when people send you files. I mean, they're not mortgage specialists or bank statement specialists. They send the file they think is whatever, and it's up to the receiver to figure it out.
Yeah. And imagine this kind of things being done at scale. What Justin and I often also find challenging sometimes, or used to before our own custom filing management using AI, was, a certain document, we would think it was in a spreadsheet. But in reality, it was actually just a document. So even sometimes filtering uh, with things that we think, may not be right. So search often had become discovery had become really tough at times.
Mhm.
With this, just because everything in real time as they are coming to your organization are being categorized using different kinds of intelligence. You could actually use classification, vision intelligence. In our case, we're doing a lot more than just classification. We are actually reading the document, uh, a uh, 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 specific artifacts of the document, and using those artifacts uh, to also name the files. Let's say, so for example, if we are looking at an invoice, an invoice has a date, a vendor name, items that we bought from them, and so forth. We would be reading all of those and taking the right information and putting it into the right place. So, for example, in this particular case, we'll be taking that invoice, reading that, and embedding that into QuickBook as long as it matches certain business rules and so forth. And then we have in between a middle layer for those that don't go through for humans, for us to look at and then process. But
And I
it just
and I think yeah, I think what's worth noting too is when he said that it's trained specifically for the business itself. So in this example, it was actually a fictitious bank. I remembered a little bit more about it while we were watching it. So they've trained it on the financial documents that they commonly receive from people. But if you were a design agency, You would train it on, content. You would train it on images. You would train it on whatever. If you were a construction company, you would train it on the various construction documents, need permits, all the red tape stuff. So it's very highly customized to like what you're doing with it. It's not just some off the shelf thing that's going to get it right or wrong.
And also, let's be creative. You can actually add different types of narrow intelligence put together that fits your workflow. You could actually use natural language intelligence. You could use vision intelligence, classification, all of those put together, and then your automation could be a very a powerful, efficient solution. Thank you.
Have a good one.